This is the Red Sox POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Boston Red Sox, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, on Saturday, 15 runs and 18 base hits. No, that was not the Blue Jays for a second straight game with a drubbing of the Red Sox. Instead, it was the Red Sox thumping the Blue Jays and able to even up the series at a game apiece. That 6-game losing streak that you've been dreaded, well, it is over and now in the rearview mirror. With that, we welcome you into our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime play-by-play announcer and show host. I've covered amateur, college, minor league baseball, major league baseball on the radio and TV going way back to 1997, the same year that Wally the Green Monster became the official mascot of the Red Sox. And no, we are not the same age. We are providing reaction to every Red Sox game on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. Our Locked On Red Sox postcast also available on the Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, which is free and available wherever you get your podcast. On our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast, yes, we're talking about Lucas Giolito picking up another win, but we're also talking about a career day for Roman Anthony, his first career 3-hit game with a couple of doubles, 18 hits total. 8 different hitters in the lineup with multi-hit games. Jarren Duran took the collar, but had good plate appearances, walked a couple of times, scored a couple of runs. You got to love that as well. We also love audience participation from our everydayers and our first-timers. Hit that comment button and share your thoughts on the Red Sox victory. If you're with us on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel, you can also hit me up on the X on there on social media at Lennox on Baseball with thoughts on the Red Sox or thoughts in general on the great game of baseball. Latest Locked On Red Sox postcast brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create your account, use code LOCKEDONMLB, and you will receive $20 off on your first purchase.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I'm not going to talk about me patting myself on the back. 3 home runs. That was great to see. But on Friday's Locked On Red Sox postcast, where the Blue Jays beat up on the Red Sox, I said this is the way the Red Sox have to play baseball. Put hits together. Put innings together where you score more than just 1 run. Well, it was the Blue Jays putting up a picket fence, 1 run in each of the first 3 innings against Brian Bayo on Friday. On Saturday, the Red Sox put up 3 in the first against Chris Bassitt, 3 against Bassitt in the second, and 3 more in the third inning. They had 4 different innings where they scored 3 runs in a frame and then just kept adding on. Giolito, 7 innings, 1 unearned run, 2 errors in the game, now 71 on the season. That still leads all of Major League Baseball, and that's ugly. Giolito's error resulting in the unearned run charged to his record. But in the very first inning, and you thought, wow, Wilyer Abreu having a day. Abreu hit a 3-run home run in the first inning. And that inning against Bassitt in the first inning was set up as Bassitt retired the first 2 batters. And Duran and Anthony, Duran saw 5 pitches, Anthony saw 6 pitches, and then Abraham Toro came to the plate. And I'm thinking as the lineup was posted and we saw it for the first time on social media, that's what I usually do a couple hours before the game, Abraham Toro hitting in the number 3 spot. Well, Abraham Toro reached base 4 times. With a couple of walks and a couple of base hits. And his plate appearance in the first inning, 10 pitches, resulted in a base hit. That broke an 0 for 8 at the plate for Abraham Toro. Then Narvaez came to the plate. First pitch swinging, base hit in the right field. And then Wilyer Abreu got a first pitch curveball and hit it down the right field line, and it left the ballpark. 3-run home run. Red Sox never trailed. Abreu, number 14 on the season, is first in the month of June. Just his second extra base hit in the month of June. Rafael Devers, yes, I'm mentioning it early, is gone. Wilyer Abreu is one of those guys. Second full season in the big leagues. Got to start stepping up. Later in the game, Dave O'Brien, Will Middlebrooks, first NESN reference, were saying, wow, Abreu, a lot of his RBIs are coming on home runs. But later, Abreu came through with a 2-out RBI double. That made it 4-0. And the Red Sox were far from done. Abreu homers, a 3-run shot. Ceddanne Rafaela homers, a 2-run shot. And then Romy Gonzalez, later in the game, hits an absolute bomb. And the Red Sox win this one convincingly. They cruise to the victory. Whatever you want to say. Giolito, 4th win of the season. But again, you can talk about the 3 home runs. That's great. Roman Anthony, first career 3-hit game at the big league level, a couple of doubles. 15 runs, 18 hits. Are you going to do that every game? No. First time, long time, 10 or more runs. By the way, number of the day, 11-0 and scoring 10 or more runs. You're not always going to score 10 or more runs, right? But you can put together big innings by putting the ball in play. That's what they did against Chris Bassitt. And Bassitt, great success in his career against the Red Sox, great success at Fenway Park, did not have it on Saturday. Will Middlebrook said it early on, thought something was going on with Bassitt. They were touching on he probably could have been called for a pitch clock violation or two because he was taking it right down to the closing 1-2 seconds on the clock. And Dave O'Brien said, I think once or twice there it may have expired, where he could have been called for a pitch clock violation. Bassitt, 2+ innings, 8 earned runs. You'll take that. And now you've got Walker Buehler on the mound in Game 3 on Sunday. And you can beat the Blue Jays on Sunday and win the series after dropping the opener. It would be the 8th time this season the Red Sox win a series against their opponent after losing the series opener. That number just sticks with me right now. Do you have to win 15-1? No, you don't. Red Sox, a laugher, have had a lot of games decided by a single run, 2 runs, 3 runs or less. And that's not over the last couple of weeks. That's over basically, a 35, 45, 40 game stretch now. Duran, I mentioned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 2 runs scored, 0 for 3. Everyone else in the lineup contributing with hits. You had 8 different players in the starting lineup, 8 of the 9 with multi-hit games, Gonzalez and Anthony's coming. This might be the beginning. His approach, he's just consistent at the plate. He hits balls hard. They've mentioned it multiple times on the NESN broadcast in recent days and weeks, where he's hit the ball hard with no luck. Was up there with the bases loaded, hit a comebacker off the reliever, first out of the bullpen, Fisher, and they got the out at home plate. But he's hitting the ball hard. He's taking walks. He's working counts. But that Toro plate appearance, at bat in the first inning, 10 pitches, a single, getting things going with 2 outs, that broken 0 for 8 for him, that was outstanding. Rafaela, first pitch swinging, retired for the final out in the first inning against Bassitt. He threw 35 pitches in that inning. Rafaela, first pitch swinging in the 4th inning, popped out to the third baseman. But Rafaela in the 3rd inning, down 2 strikes in the count with a base hit. Then Duran had a walk, and then Toro a walk with the bases loaded, and then Narvaez a sac fly and a run batted in. That made it 8-1. Abreu came to the plate in every plate appearance in this game with runners on base. I believe it was his first 3 plate appearances where he had 2 runners on base. Abreu got to the plate 6 times, 4 runs batted in, and I believe, he was up there 6 times. I believe 5 out of the 6 he had runners on base. And the first 3 or 4 with 2 runners on. A great victory. You'll take it. 6-game losing streak is over. But this has to continue. Everyone has been screaming and hollering about there's no offense. And there hasn't been. But that stretch where they won 8 of 9 before the 6-game losing streak with, Rafael Devers, it was a collective. It was a team effort. 3 home runs, yes. But again, base hits, moving the line. Sometimes, and I've had minor league managers, multiple, tell me during my days in the minor leagues, sometimes a home run is not the best thing for an offense. Well, why would you say that? Because if you're down and you hit a 3-run home run and it brings you to within a run or 2 and you haven't tied or gone ahead in that home run, you almost have to start from scratch. You'd rather almost see a single, double, keep the line going, keep the pressure on with runners on base, traffic on the base against the pitcher on the mound. But today, 3 home runs, a great day for the offense. Lucas Giolito, had a lot of traffic on the bases. But he worked a handful of 1-2-3 innings, retired the side 1-2-3 in the 6th on just 6 pitches. And then an error by the second baseman Sogard in the 7th inning, but got Barger on a strikeout and, knew he was at the end of his rope. Over 100 pitches in his outing, 7 innings. And then there's a feel-good story. Chris Murphy out of the bullpen, 2 scoreless innings. Murphy, he's in my game recap. Murphy pitching for the first time since September of 2023, coming back from elbow surgery. Walked 2 in the 9th inning, but managed to get the final 2 outs and got the job done. Luis Guerrero, prior to the game with Murphy activated and called up from AAA Worcester, Guerrero on the IL, right elbow strain. Not sure how serious that is. Justin Slayton also put on the transfer to the 60-day DL. So that's backtrack. Doesn't mean Slayton's going to be out for the rest of the season, but kind of wonder where he's going to fit in here at some point in time. You're going to see Jordan Hicks. I'm hopeful that Murphy is not a DFA in the coming days with Hicks coming on to the roster. I believe he's on the 40-man. So, yes, he would automatically be on the 40-man. And then he'd have to be activated to the 26-man roster. Let's hear from you, our everydayers and our first-timers. Jump in on the conversation. Locked On Red Sox postcast, talking about a thumping. 15-1 the final for the Red Sox. You got to feel good about it. But again, this isn't a one-game thing. Don't go out tomorrow and do not, give Walker Buehler some run support. And hopefully he's ready to go. You need him ready to go. You want to go on a nice stretch here right to the All-Star break, which starts after the game 2 weeks from today, I believe it is. You need Walker Buehler to get on track. No better time to start than on Sunday in the finale against the Blue Jays. After the Jays series, Terry Francona, Mike Napoli, and the Reds coming to town for a 3-game series against the Red Sox. Reds and Red Sox start at Fenway on Monday. Note to everyone, the Reds have some real good pitching. We'll touch more on the Reds after the series finale for the Blue Jays and the Red Sox on Sunday. Again, Red Sox win. We hear from you next. And our Locked On Red Sox postcast presented by Game Time. Have you ever decided, and after the Red Sox thrashing of the Blue Jays on Saturday, you might be thinking, hey, let's go to the ballpark on Sunday. Have you ever decided last minute to head to a ball game with friends or family? Maybe it's game day and you suddenly realize, hey, the Sox are on track. I want to be in the stands. That's exactly where Game Time comes in. Easiest way to grab last minute tickets without the stress. With the money that you save on tickets with Game Time, you can splurge on food, drinks, and merch at Fenway, and you can even invite a bigger group to come with you. Game Time makes all of that possible. Game Time makes buying tickets fast and simple. Prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch, and they've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and the lowest price guarantee that takes the worrying out of buying. Game Time is the official ticketing partner of Locked On MLB, making it easy for you to browse the app for an exciting upcoming Major League Baseball game, likely for you, a Sox fan, at Fenway Park. Maybe you're looking for a ticket or tickets for the Sox current homestand. Again, 1 more against the Blue Jays and 3 against the Reds starting on Monday. Game Time has last-minute tickets and zone deals for big savings like 10% off with Game Time. You're going to get seat views right from the app, and you can take a look where you're going to be sitting before you buy, so you know exactly where you're going to be at the ballpark. You can take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create your account, use code LOCKEDONMLB, and you're going to receive 20% off on your first purchase. Terms to apply. Again, create your account, redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off on your first purchase. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, gave you some of the numbers of the day for the Red Sox and their 15-1 thumping of the Toronto Blue Jays. Abreu, his 3-run home run in the first against Chris Bassitt, 17th 3-run home run of the season for the Red Sox. Rafaela's home run, number 100 on the season, and then Romy Gonzalez with 101. 101 home runs for the Red Sox through their first 84 games on the season. Again, 6-game losing streak, season high. Now a thing of the past. Got to build on that. Red Sox, I mentioned it earlier, take it to 11-0, and scoring 10 or more runs in a game this season. And now collecting 10 or more hits, 18 hits total, just the third time in their last 16 games with 10 or more hits in a game. Running you over with some numbers of the day. Now you can get into the conversation. Let's have some positive vibes here. Who is our leadoff hitter? Talking about a 15-1 victory. Carlos, I sacrificed, here we go. Carlos, you are a team player. I sacrificed a bucket of fried chicken to the baseball gods for today's game. Guess it worked. Yellow jerseys keep bringing on the wins. Carlos, wherever you bought that chicken, if you made it at home, or if you went out and purchased it on Saturday, do the same thing on Sunday. And if it works on Sunday, then you're going to do it on Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday, and you get the drift. Thank you, Carlos. You made me laugh there. Yeah, love that, Bull Durham. And I posted at Lennox on Baseball. It's a simple game. You throw the ball, you hit the ball, you catch the ball. Red Sox back to hitting. The bats are alive. Don't let them go back to sleep. Cody, well, that's one way to bounce back. Yes, let's keep this momentum going. 100%. George, finally the offense supports the pitching. It's been a while. Lucas Giolito saying, hey, I'll take the rest here in the dugout. You got 3 in the first. Add a couple more. Oh, more. 3 more in the second. Okay, that's 6-0. I can take it. 3 more. 9 runs over the first 3 innings. We'll take it. We will take it. Danny, a 500 team is really tough to follow. You can't ever allow yourself to really get excited when they play well. I've cautioned you on that. Cautiously optimistic right now. And you can't shake hope when they look horrible. No, you can't. And, even in the comments after our shows wrap up, a lot of people say, why are we doing this? Why are we continuing to support this team? Because you're a fan. Here you're a Red Sox fan. They'll break your heart on occasion. But let's remind a majority of you, and when we go back and forth in conversation on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube page, and there's reaction for Gabby and reaction from me with the Locked On Red Sox coverage that Gabby provides and the Locked On Red Sox postcast that we do after each and every game during the season, I always ask, when did you become a Red Sox fan? Who helped you become a Red Sox fan? I get great replies, and I love them. But you're not going away. I call your bluff. You want to call it BS? Go right ahead. But I call your bluff. You're not walking away because you're going to, okay, I'm going to give it a couple of days. And you're going to come back. Oh, they're going to hook you again. They've hooked you. They hooked you a long time ago. There's nothing wrong with that. Frustration's part of being a fan. Steven, was this the most complete performance of the season? How does that happen after the last 10 days? That's baseball. Steven, that is baseball. Again, I want to stress this because I'll be doing it again tonight and I'll be doing it again Sunday. Part of Locked On Podcast Network now, we're now doing MLB Game Night, every game, every night. So after I'm done doing this Locked On Red Sox postcast, I'll start getting ready for that show. Normally we go between 12:30, 1:30 a.m. We go live for 30 minutes with Lindsey Crosby, who hosts Locked On Braves postcast, with John Frisch, who covers the Angels with Locked On Angels, and JD Hafron, who covers the Cardinals with Locked On Cardinals. We all work together on the show. There's 2 of us on any given night. Lindsey and I, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we alternate Sundays. But I tell you that to tell you this. The Red Sox are not the only around 500 team in baseball that's going to frustrate their fan base right now. There was somebody with Aaron Boone. Please, somebody tell Aaron Boone that the fundamentals are important. Fundamentals in what you may have grown up with, of knowing fundamental baseball, a lot of those things are out the window right now. These guys are learning on the fly. These guys are still learning. You're at second base. No one's in front of you. No one's behind you. Ground ball to your right on the left side of the infield. You don't just take off for third base. Right? Balls hit to the outfield. You can tag and go second to third. David Hamilton a few weeks ago at Fenway Park didn't tag. Cost the Red Sox. So fundamental baseball and big league baseball, errors that you've seen the Red Sox make, it's across baseball. It absolutely is. Even the top tier teams right now, the first place teams around baseball. For me right now, the Milwaukee Brewers, I'll throw in the Chicago Cubs leading the NL East, and I'll throw in the Detroit Tigers. Dodgers are right there too. They're complete baseball teams. They don't beat themselves. You saw that with the Red Sox in Detroit a while back. Detroit Tigers do not beat themselves. Steven, okay, got that one. Danny, and 3 years of 500 baseball is old. I understand that. Dodgers or Rockies would be easier to follow, but great win today. The Dodgers would frustrate you too. They would. You'd figure out a way for the Dodgers to frustrate you. I don't think you want to be a fan of I don't think you're jumping on to become a fan of the Colorado Rockies right now, because they still are in that world of they haven't hit the bottom yet, and they're going to lose 120 plus games easily this year. Bob, great work. Gio, offense truly unbelievable. We saw it. It did happen. 15 runs, 18 hits, 3 home runs, plenty of doubles. It did happen. It's gone final from Fenway. Red Sox win 15-1. 6-game losing streak is over. So, Bob, that did happen. We're wondering if it happened. It did happen. The Red Sox showed the ability to put up runs. without a certain former left-handed batter in the lineup. Jan, Toro triggered this with his long at bat. Yeah, that's what I said from the beginning, up top. And I just, I kind of cringed that he was in the number 3 spot before the game. I apologize. 2 hits, 2 walks. Great job by Abraham Toro. That first inning at bat, 10 pitches, 2 outs, bases empty, a base hit. Narvaez a base hit, 3-run home run. You're not going to live by the 3-run home run. But Wilyer Abreu hit the 3-run home run. Jan, appreciate that. Danny, easy to get lost in the ups and downs this year, 100%. Story is a beast of a defender. The balls hit to Trevor Story. Balls hit to second base still. Sogard had an error at second base. Balls hit to the right side. You're like, oh, boy, what's going to happen here? Balls hit to Story. And Danny, I agree 100% at shortstop. You're wondering what kind of, ball slowly hit. He comes in on the ball in fantastic fashion. And if it's hit real slow, he's not going to get him. Most shortstops aren't. But he's got a great transfer, glove to throwing hand, makes strong throws, makes accurate throws a majority of the time. He is fun to watch at shortstop. And I'm glad he's being consistently there. Story can hit 30 home runs. You still want to put a premium on his defense up the middle. You really do. Danny, I will say a good night. I will say a good right-handed bat, dependable pitcher picked up somewhere before the deadline, and Bregman returning. I think we are a good playoff team. Yes, but we have to see it to believe it. And Yoshida's coming back, and Will Middlebrooks alluded to it. He's a bat-to-ball guy. He'll strike out on occasion, but Yoshida last year, how many times was he a guy starting something with 2 outs in an inning? Hitting big clutch home runs. One comes to mind at Yankee Stadium, right? So you are going to be adding 2 bats, one from the left side with Yoshida. I believe he's going out on his rehab assignment starting on Tuesday with AAA Worcester. And then Bregman, baseball activities are underway. They're saying now after the All-Star break. So we're to July 1 on Tuesday. Come back after the All-Star break. You hope he's ready to go. I do hope that he might be back a couple of games before the All-Star break. I do believe he's going to have to go down and get some at-bats in the minor leagues. I don't know what Portland and AAA Worcester's schedules are. I don't know if they have the All-Star break at the same time as the big leagues, but you got to go from there. Austin D, man, Toro in the first inning. Hats off to you getting the train rolling. And hats off to you guys for acknowledging that. Absolutely 100%. I've gotten forgetful is the word I use with my at-bat of the day or night. I love doing that. We started it last year right from the get-go. And it doesn't always have to be Wilyer Abreu's 3-run home run. 2 outs, bases empty, Toro 10-pitch at bat. We haven't seen a lot of those of late. And you did it against a quality pitcher in Chris Bassitt. Austin, start the fried chicken fund. There you go. There you go. Do we just designate Carlos as the guy who sacrifices a bucket of fried chicken to the baseball gods each and every day going forward? We've got to put a fund together for that, perhaps. True confession, I love fried chicken. Growing up, my mother made the best fried chicken. Now, Carlos, based on health, hopefully you're a healthy person, we don't want you eating fried chicken every day. I try to do it 2 or 3 times a year. Tongue-in-cheek there. Carlos, LOL, I'll be like 1,000 pounds by the end of the season. Yeah, and your cholesterol will be through the absolute roof. We don't want that, Carlos. Like this back and forth. Danny, thank you for the compliment. Hey, you guys make the show, and I love doing this. Love coming on board. Hate talking about losses, but just as passionate about a loss as I am a win, and this is a good win. But again, you have to build on it in the fan base right now. George, Carlos, the bucket man. Carlos, you better be back on Sunday. Even if you don't sacrifice a bucket of chicken to the baseball gods, be back with us on Sunday, hopefully talking about another victory for the Red Sox. Make it 2 in a row and win this series against the Blue Jays. It'd be the first in 3 against the Jays this season. By the way, they only meet one more time, and I believe it's not until September in Toronto. So you're going to wave bye-bye to the Blue Jays. Hey, I believe the Rays beat the Orioles. The Yankees were shut out by the A's. The Red Sox win over the Blue Jays. A good day all around for the Red Sox in terms of the AL East. Right? Make it 2 in a row, and then make it 3 in a row, and then you have a win streak. We're going to be right back with you on Sunday. Walker Buehler. Oh, Walker, go home tonight, get a good night's rest. Maybe you get an early dinner, get home, go through your routine, and come to the ballpark tomorrow and give us a quality outing. That's what we want. That's what you want. That's what your teammates want. A shot in the arm. Walker Buehler, just like the Red Sox right now. He pitches well, and it's momentum. You're only as good as your next day's starting pitcher. Well, it's Walker Buehler, and Walker Buehler owes himself, his teammates, and you, the Red Sox fans, a good quality outing on Sunday in the finale against the Blue Jays. Want to tip our cap to Game Time, our sponsor for the Locked On Red Sox postcast on this Saturday, and we tip our cap to you as well, our first-timers and our everydayers. Locked On Red Sox, your team every day. Locked On Red Sox postcast, your team, your Red Sox, win or lose, and on Saturday, a drubbing of the Blue Jays, and we're with you every single day.